Hi.
Hey, Andrea.
Hello, Scotty. How are you?
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been far too long.
Far too long.
Far
Yes.
too long.
Last week there was a little faux pas we had to cancel. We had it all scheduled, and you're like, oh, I got someone else lined up, and then let's just do that. And then there was a power outage, and just no, we're done. Not enough time to prepare.
Well, we're here this week and we're ready to roll. And hi, everybody.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. You got 22. It's showing me in the house right now.
Awesome.
A little shout out to everyone. I've been gone for a little bit. I think the last time I was on was probably like 10 days ago, probably. Well, last night for your celebration, but it was Sunday coffee, and then we canceled Wednesday. And I
You
went,
didn't even do Sunday because you were at your baseball.
right. So I went to Utah this weekend for people that may have not known. Played some softball with my Air Force friends in a tournament. So I thought about doing a community post, but it's like maybe 10% see it because not everyone sees those community posts. So I'm just like, people will get it, but it was really nice of everyone that reached out, went to old videos and commented, where you been? You okay? So it's nice to be loved,
Yeah.
and people worry, but I'm good, ready to rock and roll. My softball summer's over, and tomorrow night, little public service announcement. Jen's World Tarot asked me to come on with her because Susan's on vacation.
Ah.
So her little comedy live, she asked me to join. So gonna
Nice.
do that. Hopefully get back in a better flow and till softball season next year in May. End of May.
And you won. You got silver, second
Yeah.
place.
Second place, or the old guys. So this is a tournament that it's a career field tournament that I was in the military. So other bases, current active duty would come. So a guy I knew from a long time ago put together retired team, retired or ex military team. So obviously I played with the X team.
Yeah.
And but there was some bases, the base commanders wouldn't let them play because of COVID and travel. So there wasn't a lot of teams, but we ended up getting second place, the old guys. Some of the young guys kind of complain because they're like, well, you get the pick of the litter. Well, hello. You should be better, right? They are on average 20 years younger than us, but experience can win all the times. But some of these young guys, they just can hit like a maniac. But it was a good time, seeing all new friends that I haven't played with before. I'll put us back a little bit. Put it, meeting new guys I've never played with before. It was really cool. And haven't been anywhere for almost 3 years, so it was nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Good time. Hey, Deb and Gina and everyone showing up. Hey, we got 101. So I threw out 4 topics to look at tonight. There's a rock that kind of looks interesting. Someone requested it. It's in Saudi Arabia, El Naslaa. There were some cards on the. People talk about walk-ins or soul swap. Talk a little bit about that and throw some cards, and that happens. There's another guy. what's his name again? Gotta look here quick. Andrew Basiago. He claims when he was young that he was a time traveler and went to Mars. Another guy I look at. Really interesting stuff. And then no one knows about dinosaurs. How do they reproduce? So I think we'll start with that one, but you think about it, you got these dinosaurs with these big old tusks and, what do you call them, things on their tails and whatnot, And their tails are just, a lot of those tails, those big ones are huge, it's like, well.
And sharp with the
sharp,
yeah.
For protection and whatnot. It's like, how the heck do they reproduce? So generally, like scientists talk about, they generally lay eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And I found one article that said there was a frozen dinosaur that had, what do you call that, cochlear? I don't remember what's that name. It's kind of like a chicken. It's got only one orifice, for breeding and whatnot. So, it poops out
That's
of it.
That's what I'm wondering, Renee. That's why he got that deck that he showed last night. He wants to.
Oh, good point. Where is it? I should bring that one out for the dinosaurs.
Your sexy time deck.
Sexual Magic Tarot.
Whew. Starting off with the hot stuff.
When I purchased it, I didn't think it was that risque. I thought it would be neat.
Neat.
A little more risque for public showings, maybe. I don't know. Deb says go get them. Yeah, there we go. So anyway. So yeah, like chickens, they have one orifice for reproducing and pooping and whatnot. And then certain animals have a hidden, let's go with the penis.
Oh my God.
And it extends out. It's hidden.
We're at 7 minutes and 42 seconds, everyone, and he's dropping the P word.
The P word. You got the V and the P, What do you want to go with?
Under 8 minutes, folks.
So how do you want to read on the dinosaur reproduction?
I don't know. You're the weirdo picking this. So
I seen an article, that it's like there's been no, it's been millions of years ago,
So they're saying they can't figure out how they mated.
They know they have eggs.
So they make an egg, and then what?
Kind of like chickens or alligators, or turtles.
Well, here's a question. Do chickens have romance? Is that how they make baby chickens in the eggs? Do they have little...
Yes.
Well, how do the chickens do it?
Lisa says it's probably from a cave hole.
Right? Or a fairy circle. Like, where is the mushroom and the fairy circle?
Now you're going with the mushrooms. You're pulling a Danny.
Under 10 minutes, folks.
Another article I found that archaeologists and scientists have found that from the bone structure, they can tell which ones are female and male because there's less bone density in the females because they use the calcium, to create the eggshells. So they figured that one out. But it's still a mystery. So let's throw some cards here to feel it out. Yes, Andrea. Some of the dinosaurs I figure probably had feathers too that they
Donald,
didn't know about.
where's Dr. Ruth when you need her? Exactly. We need Dr. Ruth of the
Dr.
dinosaurs.
Ruth, tell us about dinosaurs, Dr. Ruth. Um, let's just get a feel with toss some cards. If
I'm not
all
going to use my new deck, my Lilac Lantern Intuition.
you're gonna throw a promo in there, right?
Well, yeah, I won't be using them for dinosaur sex.
No. Let's see the
I
cards.
don't even know what deck to use. I mean, okay, I'll use my little dragons. They almost look like dinosaurs. Let's see
There we
what
go.
comes up or out or in. Thank you, Deb.
Deb ordered her deck.
Woo
No,
woo! We got to get Scott to finish his alien
it's not
deck.
a mystery to dinosaurs. Well, all animals do reproduce. They gotta survive. They just have that instinct.
So what you're saying is, what Scott found in an article is that scientists can't figure out how they reproduce. Literally, they don't know. Like they know how cats mate and humans mate and whales mate and whatever, but they can't figure out the dinosaurs for some reason.
Because all they have is bones. And as far as I could see is that there's only one frozen, that they found, and they seen it had, I can't remember that name, like a calicle, however you say it. Where is that?
So anyways,
I'm trying to remember that name.
what they found dinosaur eggs. Yes, they have distinguished male and female dinosaurs. So it wasn't one like omnisex or unisex, whatever.
Coloca. It says coloca.
I don't know what coloca means, but I don't know.
It's the one hole. It's the pooping hole, and it's the.
I'm out. I'm out.
And the breeding hole.
It's the one hole. I'm getting a T-shirt with
the cave hole. We need to get T-shirts, right? Mystery Theater, cave hole.
Fairy circles. Don't lick fairy circles.
Don't lick fairy circles.
And the one hole.
In the one hole.
Oh my God.
It's even like turtles. How do they get her done with that shell? Get her done.
All right.
Yeah, good point. All right.
How do dinosaurs do it?
Let's see what the cards just say about how dinosaurs do it.
How do dinosaurs
do they all lay eggs? Or do they have, some breeds have a uterus? Those
but even when a chicken lays an egg, there's already the chicken inside.
In a fertilized egg, yes.
Yeah. So that's what we got to figure out. How the dinosaurs do it.
With that big ass tail, how do they do it? With all those horns and spikes and protection shells, and Suzanne says slow and steady.
Hey.
Or do dinosaurs just lay on their side and say, "Take me,
take me, you raptor."
you velociraptor, get her done.
Velociraptor.
Holly thinks no lives burst. They're all egg bearing, huh? Well, let's see.
Oh my God.
T-Bud says missionary style only. We gotta lighten it up. We got other good reads, but this is fun.
strength, so they needed to be strong to do this.
Well, that's probably the animal magnetism.
Energy, strength and energy. So I'll tell you this, it was an effort. It wasn't just a quickie. It wasn't an afternoon delight. It was a full event.
It was a ritual.
Yes. So growth. So strength and energy and growth. So something did grow. Patience. She had to be patient while he was doing things. And then release. These are literally the cards I have. So strength and energy. It took a lot of effort to get this rocket and rolling. Then we have something growing, if you know what I mean. Patience. She's waiting patiently. Hurry up, dear. And then release. So I think they I think they did it somehow. Maybe the male has something that can reach far.
Yeah, some breeds, I think it's ducks. The thing like is up inside like shriveled or something, and then it can go out like feet. But I'm definitely getting a lot of male dominance here.
Yes, they had to subdue the poor lady dinosaur. Like,
how would a T-Rex do that with those little?
Well, knock her down, maybe. They would wrestle. It would be like, like the Vulcans. No, not the Vulcans. The Romulans, which was on Star Trek, where they would get into battle first,
Sure.
They had the things up here on their head. Was that the Romulans?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And they'd go into combat with each other as a mating ritual. And then, but anyways, I think the dinosaurs had a bit of a wrestling match.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
And then maybe when she kind of was just a bit tired of all of that, then he,
Mm-hmm.
Klingons. Yes, Connie. Thank you, Heather.
Yeah.
Klingons.
Good point. But yeah, it feels very similar to the way animals ritualistic do it now. It isn't like they get it, wham, bam, bang, man. It feels very ritualistic to me. But
it took effort. It wasn't just, easy breezy.
No, it wasn't easy breezy because of how they were with all that. The shell and
I'm thinking if she sort of, got tired from the combat and was lying down, then maybe he could, because then he doesn't have to deal with the tail, because he could, store
I think it was almost like a wrestling match. It's like they know, you know what I mean? They just know. Because I had that male dominance here with the King of Swords.
Yeah.
The male dominance. And then I have the Magician also next to that. So that makes me feel like it's ritualistic. They know how to do it. Whether they, the fight and the romance of how they coddle, and it's like, okay, it's time. We know this. Yeah, bottle of wine, right, Dorian?
Netflix and chill.
And then I have the world next to that, so that feels like the culmination. It's like, but I also have, it feels like it's painful for the woman with the Ten of Swords. But it's all the Empress with the fertilization. But at the end, it's like Ace of Cups. You know, it. What do you want to say? It's
Don't say me.
Spiritual bonding.
Okay.
Getting spiritual bonding. It's greater than we know.
Cindy Lou, what have I walked in on? Good Lord, Cindy, help me. I don't know either.
Dinosaur reproduction.
They said they're asking you to get your sexy time cards to see.
I don't.
A clarifier. See if you get a clarifier.
Let's see. I gotta check and see if I don't know if I mixed them up well. I might get something. No, they're not shuffled well, so I wouldn't get a good. Oh, I could just pull from it. Look at that.
You pull it.
Yank it a little bit. Okay. What did I get here?
Yes, Cindy, I just turned 21. Bless you.
I got Knight of Wands. It's an energetic action there. It's an energetic action. It's like a dance. I'm getting it. It's a romantic dance with dinosaurs. I'm thinking they knew how to do it. Let's see, what else? Another one down here. Right here. And then I got the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, that looks romantic.
Oh, God.
Well, there's a few risque women.
You're going to have to cover stuff with your fingers.
I know, right? There's a bunch of women on that. The other one's kind of...
All right.
Unclothed.
Oh.
Did you sense anything about all eggs? I guess I need a different throw on that. Everything was egg barren.
Yeah, I think the dinosaurs are very similar to chickens or what are other egg?
They also say they haven't probably even found every type of dinosaur yet.
Of course not.
You know, being millions and millions of years ago. Deanna, it's not about the
size of the dinosaur. Yikes.
Yes. You know, there's which came first, the dinosaur or the egg? That is a good point. I've always thought about that one too. And that's a heavy debate. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? So if you think about it, you would almost think it had to be the egg. Because you need something to grow. But how would an egg just pop up and be fertilized? So the full animal would have to just appear from the creator. Let's throw that quick.
Oh boy.
Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Okay.
Or the dinosaur or the egg?
Sorry, I got to put the air conditioning on. You got me all hot and bothered.
Pamela, is this drunk dino channeling 101?
I think so. All right. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? So I'm going to ask, did the chicken come first? Chicken or the egg? Did the chicken come first?
Chloe thinks the chicken came first.
Chicken or the egg? Did the chicken come first?
Did our creator create man and woman and then came children, or just poof?
Well, I'm getting an arrow and a yes. So the chicken arrived first.
I don't know. I don't know if I can channel back millions of years to channel a dinosaur. That might be tough. Which came first? Empress, strength,
Thank
Ace
you.
of Cups, loving source from a distance, Queen of Pentacles. Empress would suggest fertility, strength would suggest growth. Ace of Cups is fertilization. Three of Wands, distant travel. So it may have come from another universe.
That's what I'm saying. Because this makes me feel it arrived. It was brought here. It landed. It was first. Maybe it was invented. Chicken.
And then I had the Queen of Pentacles, which is just a live, like a full-grown chicken that would, incubate, in a womb or something. So I think the full-grown animal came first. Somehow the creator brought from another universe with that Three of Wands. That's the coming from distance. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It doesn't. Then I have lovers. Hey, getting her done.
Getting it done. The chicken way.
Long time ago, I always thought the evolution is the way things happen, but I'm not so sure anymore. I think you're right. Oops. Where'd it go? This one. Oh, good. That's why we do these different things here, right? To get a good laugh.
Absolutely. I needed that laugh. Renee says, is there a whole chicken universe? Oh, right. False Teeth Real Tarot reminds us that your birthday dance is the chicken dance.
Good point.
Na na
Yes,
na
it
na
is.
na 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 na.
All right. So
I don't know what's next, folks. I hope you start asking about, I don't know, worm romancing.
We're in agreement that dinosaurs have copulation.
Yeah.
In their own way because of how their bodies are. They do figure it out because it's a primal instinct. And it's romantic and the male is dominant.
That doesn't make it romantic.
No, doesn't mean it's romantic. Never said it's romantic.
You just said it was romantic.
It is for them.
For him, maybe. Anyways,
Probably.
yes, they have a little ceremony of love.
Ceremonial dance.
And
like horses, kind of buddy up to each other and do a little thing and rub and
yes, it takes a while for things to happen and get done.
You've watched cats do it, right?
No.
Well, I had a lot of farm cats and it's brutal.
And for our next topic, we are reading on Scott.
We have more topics. So fun on dinosaurs. Let's read on the rock.
The the actor, The Rock. I'll read
I
on
read.
that. Hey.
Hey, hubba.
What's his name? I forget. The Rock is.
The naslaarock in Saudi Arabia. So it's showing up, right? You can't
Yep.
see. Yep. Okay. Naslaarock in Saudi Arabia. So we can see that this rock is
Dwayne
weathered.
Johnson. Oh,
What did you say?
Dwayne Johnson is The Rock.
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson. Yes, I have a man crush, and I'll admit it. The Rock is a good-looking man. So this rock, kind of fascinating. What would create a laser-like slit between two rocks? And there's also hieroglyphs or pyroglyphs, what we're going to call it, on this rock. There's like a little Kit Kat or something, their dog on the bottom there, and some writings, and
they're balanced on the base there.
Well, they're not balanced.
Or part of.
They say that it's part of rock that's in the ground. So technically it's not balanced. It's connected yet.
So I'll tell you, when I look at this, what do I see?
Yes.
I see the cross section of wood. That looks, I think to me, that looks like petrified wood that's been turned into stone. That's what it looks like to me.
Oh.
Did you see the rings?
I can see the rings. It's interesting. But this is also, they say it's limestone.
Yeah.
So with weather, rain, wind, you can see how the bottom is cut out from weathering. And like other rocks in that region, it's connected to the bottom, and the weathering causes the bottom part. But what's interesting is that cut in it.
Yeah, like a perfect cut down the center there.
Perfect cut. There's some hieroglyphs that are on it.
Yeah.
Kind of look like monkeys, cats. Oh, there's a dinosaur on there.
Is he doing it?
Looks like the cat or dog is sniffing. Interesting.
Yeah, looks like a giraffe or a tall dinosaur or something there. Yeah.
Interesting stuff. So there's no real answer to how this split became. There's rumors, of course, extraterrestrial. What was the other one? That just from weathering, the rock just had a weak point and split. But how could it split that straight?
So to me, again, I say I see wood, I see the rings of the wood, and a saw could have cut right through that. That's something I see as a version. May or may not be right. Deb wants to know if you can channel a dinosaur, Scott. So put that on your to-do list.
I had to put that in a list. I had to try that. I want to get back in that groove.
Yeah.
Channel a dinosaur. Well, I was able to do that for Sasquatch, so maybe that would be interesting. So,
someone's laser cut. Yeah.
The big question is, how is that straight slit between the two rocks done? Andrea, lightning hit it and fractured it. I've never in my life seen any kind of rock or anything like that straight. That's like laser perfectly going through
it. Yeah, so if it was stuck together and it was an earthquake or something, I don't think it would crack it open that perfectly. right?
Right. But the bottom and whatnot is all from weathering over the years. Lightning can split things, yes, Deanne. Suzanne thinks aliens did it.
I'm gonna ask if these are wood, originally wood.
How could you tell me how wood can turn into sandstone?
Listen, I'm just saying.
All
If
right.
that wood was under mud or clay for thousands of years, it could harden into a stone.
Do dinosaurs have wood?
Oh my God.
I'm just curious. Did they eat wood?
Did they chew on branches? Probably.
Huh. Man can split things too. Maybe Aquaman was there. Well, that's what they say in the article, Andrea, that it is sandstone. It's a brittle type of rock. Unlike that other rock we read on that was literally no way it could have, not fallen over. I can't remember that other one we did.
Yeah.
But that was a different type of substance.
Yeah, like petrified wood, Pamela, exactly.
Renee had a good comment. Maybe it got bumped and broke during a extra vigorous dino romantic encounter. False teeth tarot. I have a chunk of petrified wood. Laugh away, Clarence. Nature can be amazing. This is very true, Holly.
Okay, so we're gonna see how was it cut, right?
Yeah. How is this?
How's that cut so perfect in the center? What's that? I don't know. I don't know what deck to use. Not this one. Well, what's my deck? Named out. Was that rock cut by a person, a human type thing? Was that rock cut deliberately by a human?
Thank you, David. Letting the ads roll help us all.
Yes, thank you.
Heather Johnson, does everything have to be extraterrestrials?
Well, why wouldn't you want it to be? I don't see cut by humans. So let's see. It's alien.
My senses and toss make it weird.
It is weird.
Because I'm getting a little both. So I get the Queen of Swords. The first thing that comes out. What's a sword? What's a sword do? It cuts. And then I do have extraterrestrial cards.
I just got the yes on that one.
emperor and magician right next to each other. Later on, I also have the Empress and King of Pentacles. So these are high authority type. It's not like. But then I do have the Queen of Pentacles, which is my Earth card. So that's why I'm sensing it's a little of both. I get the weathering part.
I'm
But
getting sound. It was also it might be like something we don't understand, like a sound energy that could cut the rock versus like a knife or something. You know what I mean? Some kind of technology that maybe we don't understand. No,
nope,
he's all good.
I wasn't inducted. I was in Utah and busy at work.
Sonic boom, vibration. Yeah, maybe something like that. This rock.
Really interesting.
We have to put it on our list of where we go to visit everyone. So field trip.
Saudi Arabia?
Oh,
Bone saw country? No.
oops.
I'll pass there. Maybe Greece. I need to clarify. Because I'm getting kind of both, but I'm getting weathering. I'm getting vibrations too.
I just asked if it was extraterrestrial technology, and I got these cards again. So this would be your technology. We got the yes and the green, little green men, maybe. Yeah, from another world. So elsewhere. They had some. No, I don't think it was. I'll check, but I don't think it was a force of nature that broke the stone.
Not that perfect. I do not buy it being that perfect.
Force of nature that
So I'm trying to figure out my centers of why
force of nature.
Bill Clark got 8 of Pentacles. Quality craftsmanship.
It's not a force of nature. Yeah, I'm getting my grays. It's something we don't understand. Yeah. Like a laser technology or sound. Deliberately cut, though.
It almost feels like a gift. Kind of like figure this one out.
You think it was a laser? I don't think it was a laser, but I'll see. Again, it felt like sound, but I could be wrong. Let's see. Is it a laser? I'm hungry. I want a pizza.
Lisa asked why.
Why what?
Well, long ago, everything is weird. We have Mesopotamia areas, and then they just true, Holly. Oops. Nature can do some amazing things. Wind, blowing sand can create things, water runoff, and all that. But yeah, very good point. Sandstone does not cut perfect. It always just falls off.
This is like the third time I'm getting this card on this topic. I don't think it was a laser. I think it was some kind of technology or vibration or radio waves or microwaves or something that I don't know the words to because it's ET kind of stuff. I don't see humans cutting it. I don't see it being of natural force that broke it. I'm really sort of sensing some kind of electronic vibration or sound that cracked it perfectly, deliberately cracked it. Ooh, crystals. Ooh, interesting, Andrea G. Is it cut with crystal technology? Which is kind of a laser, but I don't know. Is it cut with crystals? Crystals. I love crystals. Guys, every single time I'm getting this card on this
What is that one?
Well, to me it's the communications card, right? So
Okay.
communication could be noise, a frequency, right? Like a frequency in the air.
Do you think I'm getting similar cards again? It's like there, so I got to figure it out. Do you think long ago that could have been like an airport?
I like where you're going with this because I've seen this a couple times and it's pointing me to the past, so long ago. So I think
long ago it could have been an airport. So those, an ET airport. So the crafts have vibration. And no, I don't. Linda was wondering with sundial. I don't think so. I don't get that.
it could have been much bigger. Like we've seen it. It's been weathered, so the stone is weathered and maybe smaller than it originally was. It could have been much bigger, but the split in the center is so perfect. We were trying to figure out that.
No, the pieces could not be there individually because the rest of the rock is underground.
The rock.
And there's a lot. If you look at other rocks in that area, they're all, like naturally formed from the weather in different formations, but they're all attached underground deeper to other rocks. So
to me, that's a very interesting point. I'd love for them to dig or do a ground X-ray if they can to see how far the rest of it goes down because we only see that bit, right? Deanne, very good point. There doesn't have to be a reason for everything. Sometimes something just is. Where's the deck of leaves? What is?
Whatever it is, I definitely don't sense it is natural, that split.
Right.
There's energy involved. There's vibrations involved. I never did ask if it was some type of technology laser from long ago. I really wish the guides would just say, this is what it is. Put a word in my head, but it's not working that way at night. Not with this. Definitely precision involved, Deanna.
You want anything from colors?
The normal.
Huh?
Normal. Hold it.
stuck in the mud. So I've got stuck in the mud here. So I do think that this these rocks, whatever they were, if they were a tree before or whatever life form or non-life form it was, did get stuck in that area, embedded. I feel like it was embedded in clay. Remember I said that earlier? So clay, mud, water, and it's eroded over time. But that crack, I think it was a bigger structure. I think it was something else. There was purpose to the structure. We're only seeing the worn out pieces that are left.
Okay.
So I saw stuck in the mud. So I do think that it was covered in clay or mud or water over time. But I think it was a bigger structure. I think there was purpose to this. And that cut is an indication that it was something.
Yes.
This is a tricky one, friends.
That card judgment come out again for some reason.
So
that makes sense with the weathering and everything. Judgment on that. King of Wand, energetic movements. Then I get the Hierophant. So that's extraterrestrial from above. Angels, guides, that kind of thing. Victory. The Magician, creator of all sources. But those hieroglyphs, whatever, are still there. You can see that. So
but this can be different points in time, right? So that rock could have been cut like millions of years ago, let's say, by ETs, and then 100,000 years ago, you had like cavemen type people do the hieroglyphics, or what do you call them? Not hieroglyphics, but the other kind of glyphics.
And then I get the ET spacecrafts and the High Priestess. I feel this Saudi Arabia area was very important. I still get something about like a landing port, airport.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to see, I'm going to check later. I'm going to do an overview, like see the area if you can on Google Maps and just see if there's any other landmarks or things. But yeah, the Middle East is
that whole area.
Wealth of historic sites not everyone gets to go to or see or know about.
Pakistan, Afghanistan, all those are India. Lots of rich history there. Very could be.
Oh, that's a cool one.
Anunnaki, when all those civilizations long ago came to fruition with Mesopotamia, Sumeria, all that, craziness. I do not think it was, well, we both agree it was not man or natural.
Yeah, not humans like us. We didn't cut it.
Right.
It was not a force of nature. It didn't crack from an earthquake.
Okay. Interesting part of history.
So what's next, Scott?
All right, let's go with walk-ins.
Okay.
Share.
Like Christopher Walken?
So I caught a video about they were talking about soul swaps in walk-ins,
Hmm.
and some people believe that they happen. Do they happen? It's like I sense like if, let's say, someone passes away or is in an accident, and the soul thinks they've passed, but they're told it's not your time. But that cord, that connection is severed already. But there's a soul that wants to use this body and come back. I believe that kind of thing happens.
Okay, so hang on. I'm just trying to put together what you're saying. So let's say someone was in a car accident and their whoever spirit guide or whatever thought that they were going to die for sure, so took them out or helped release them out of their body. However, the body wasn't supposed to be finished.
Right.
So then someone else could step in, someone who wanted to come back. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
This
That's what
reminds
I
me
mean.
of the movie Heaven Can Wait with Warren Beatty. Oh,
Sure.
God, I love that movie. You want to talk about bawling my eyes out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what you're kind of talking about. That's sort of what happened in that movie.
That, just like Heaven Can Wait, yes.
Yeah.
And there's also another thing some people have talked about, that a walk-in can be an adjustment. So let's say you get some gifts. So you're just this ordinary human, and a higher being kind of like jumps your body, and all of a sudden you can channel people, and you're different. Kind of like two souls together, but one would take over. So there's two different kind of scenarios. Trading souls, or another one comes in and takes over.
So would that be, let's say you're supposed to be on a course, a trajectory, important trajectory or something, and you've sort of veered off course. Does your spirit guide come in and step in and help put you back on course? Or is this
That kind of be something, could be something too. Let's see. They talk about here where the spirit enters a body for a brief period of time to deliver a message. Walk-ins are allowed to take over a body when a soul arbitrarily leaves or agrees to vacate. Approval must be granted for a walk-in to occur. An agreement is made before souls can walk in. Sometimes an arrangement is made before the person incarnates. The two souls can make this pact to vacate a body at a certain time, while the other one waits and then takes over.
Oh, so you mean before they both come down?
Well,
Like,
one has a body.
yeah, so but you back upstairs, you agree, okay, so for 30 years I'm going to drive this body, and then you're going to come in and drive it for the next 80 or whatever.
Right. But you don't know this is going to happen.
Right, but your other person knew, your higher self knew.
The higher self, yes. I gotta stop screen. Okay. So I just so I guess let's throw cards on the two subjects: a walk-in and a soul swap. No yawning. Do we need to get back to dinosaurs?
No.
So you're all happy and perky. So let's try that. Right. Feisty. Oops. So what this article is saying is that you have a previous soul contract at a certain time in your life that you'll swap. My time's done. But there's other times, like if you get in an accident and you're not supposed to pass, but that connection, they talk about a silver cord or something that connects your soul to that body. If that is severed, you can't come back. So you need the body's not done. And someone's waiting in the wings, and well, I'll take that.
Like Heaven Can Wait. That would be that movie, that kind of story. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay, so what question do you want to throw on?
Let's get the energy of what a walk-in is and see what the cards have to tell us.
Walk-in.
Suzanne, I pity the walk-in that takes over this body. Oh, Lord.
Ooh, this is interesting. 2 action cards. Action, action. I've never seen that before. Action, action, angel of wisdom. So that is a walk-in. That is a... Ooh, I have goosebumps. Oh, my goodness. Whew. 2 souls have agreed to take this action. And it's all about wisdom, higher learning, knowledge.
Right.
This is, that's an agreement.
Yeah, I'm getting it's that, when you're in heaven's realm and you do your life review, it's the agreement made between 2 souls, the lovers and the Hierophant. 2 souls made an agreement at a certain time of 5 of Swords, so that makes me feel like an accident or some kind of event, heart attack, whatever, and then Magician. The swap will happen. So this is, it happens during a confusing time with the 7 of Wands and loss, Ace of Swords, and then balance is restored with Justice. But this is an agreement, so the agreement may be that, like, my life's complete. I've completed what I needed to do. And then, let's say this person didn't want to be in a wheelchair, right? Got in an accident, is paraplegic, would be in a wheelchair for the rest of life. But this other soul agreed to take that place at that time because that soul needs to learn how to be needed in a, to not have that activity. They need to learn.
Not just to go through that experience, yeah.
To go through that experience.
This is really fascinating. It's also very quick. It happens instantaneously because it's already been agreed upon.
Right.
And it's for higher knowledge. This is fast. Action, action. I never pulled 2 cards the same. Action, action.
No.
So it's agreed upon.
I also got the same thing with the 2 lower cards of the 6 of Cups and the Page of Cups. Your offer from things in the past. The 6 of Cups would be like your life review. So that's what I think that is that other person needs to go through something. So instead of spending, a whole life per se, let's say they come in as a new body, go 30, 40 years, then get in an accident, and then go through another 40 more years, you know, in a wheelchair or having pain issues and dealing with, they've already went through that. But this other person agreed, well, I never went through this, so let me come in. That's what it kind of feels like, you know. I'm going to take a shorter route to
It's
learn.
like they're sharing the same vehicle, the vehicle being the human body. So
Right.
these two souls are going to share, they're going to, what do you call it when you share a ride or carpool? They're going to carpool with the body. So the
carpool this vessel.
Yeah. So the first one comes in and does what it needs for as many years as it needs. And then the other one, because I think what you said something like they don't need to spend 100 years on Earth, right? They just need to spend maybe 30 or 40 or whatever it is, or 20 or whatever. And that's how they've split it up. Wow.
So it's kind of like walk-in or soul swap. But it feels more like it's kind of the same term, but it feels different.
Because the person, and I feel the person is different when this happens. Like you would notice the change in their personality. But I don't think
a little.
Yeah, you'd be able to tell there's something just a bit off, a little different. Because it wouldn't be the same soul or same spirit or whatever it is.
Right. Some quirks and whatnot would be different, but the body is the same.
Body's the same.
And I've gotten before, and I've talked about it, that I believe the heart has its own memories, and you have the same memories of that person since the body didn't die. But
they can plug in.
That soul comes in, you'll have traits of that person, but it's the same person pretty much.
They plug in and read the data of the body and so it's not a complete stranger. Interesting.
But there would be different quirks that are unexplainable.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if they hated ketchup and now they love it or something. Something. Right. Yeah.
I found that interesting video about, I posted on a community page. I'm sure everyone didn't see it, but it explained different scenarios of how a heart. So there was 4 cases where this explained about how the heart, there was heart transplants. That's what it was.
That's right. This happens with transplants.
You have a heart transplant, and all of a sudden the person turns into a vegetarian or has different aspects that they couldn't understand, or they had the memories of this person, how they passed, having dreams. And it kind of gives the aspect and knowledge that the heart does have a memory. And these are only examples of heart transplants.
Yeah, because our cells have memory, right? So the organs would have memory.
Right.
Fascinating stuff. We're a computer.
We're all one in this matrix, but I truly believe that especially the heart has its own memory complex in it.
Wow.
The spirit can enter and exit a contract, when they want to. Yeah. I mean, you can commit suicide tomorrow, You don't want to go there, I'm just saying. But even like that, the news of that young lady that passed, that's being dominated right now. She came to agree to, pass away in that reservation or whatever on that vacation with her fiance.
Or he broke a contract.
Right, but there was a contract one way or another. to, that happen at this time. And I kind of hope the reasoning is to bring to light of even the racism of, what do you call it? The broadcasting of people. There's so many black people that have passed get no coverage, right? And a white girl passes or is missing. It's all over the news around the world, nonstop coverage. But like on Twitter today, there's a 25-year-old man in Illinois missing for 3 weeks now. Graduate student, wanted to be a doctor, but there's been no coverage of him. Right? I hope this contract of hers has an effect in that route. That there's more people in this life than white girls or white men or whatever, you know what I mean? Or Indian women. Correct, Chris. It just goes the wayside. So there's always that, contract. We honestly don't know when we're going to pass. Like I said, I had a contract to still be here yet. And I've had many times I could have passed away. Car accident. I could have slipped off a roof. Those feed storage units on farms, silos or harvesters. They're 60, 80 feet in the air. I was probably 24 or so. So we were filling it and it got plugged up. So I had to climb up there and I was cleaning it. I slipped.
Jeez.
And if I didn't catch my foot on one of those bolts up there, I would have went over.
Ooh.
So there's been many times in my life that I could have been gone. And there was another time I was driving to Florida trying to push it and I dozed off.
No.
And I truly believe I was probably driving asleep for a minute.
Oh my God.
And I heard the gravel. Subconsciously heard gravel, and I woke up, and luckily I was on a straightaway. So I'm pointing out facts that we all could have passed at a different time, but it wasn't our time. Our contract isn't up. So it's just interesting stuff how everything in this universe is a mystery.
It is. And, it's really emotional, when you talk about transplants, organ transplants, and the other people sensing, in some cases, the person that they got the donated organ from. Like it's extremely emotional to think about that. And what are our bodies capable of, and how we store information. Maybe it's not all just up here, right in the head.
Another story here, Carmela's talking about. Her sister fell asleep at the wheel, but she heard her aunt and grandma yell at her, "Wake up!" I think that happened to me there too, that the gravel or whatever woke me up, and I was freaking out. I'm like, oh my God. I know I was out for a long time.
Wow.
I was on a straight road and just dozed off because I was trying to make it through the night. And I should have pulled over, but I didn't. Holly too. So many times I could have passed. We've all done things. There was another time I was driving and going to a softball tournament. I had a girlfriend, my 2 daughters with us, and there was a reason we had to pull over, or we got delayed, and I didn't push it in traffic. So in a different scenario, we seen a guy go in the ditch. He started swerving with his truck, and he was maybe 30 seconds ahead of us. So if, let's just say, on my whole drive there and the scenario, if I would have been 30 seconds sooner when he had that accident, we both could have been gone. So he ended up passing away. He flipped his truck in the ditch. He went down. He was bleeding from the skull, and and then they took him in the med flight, but he didn't make it. We tried to help. We called the ambulance and everything, but with timing everything, if something didn't happen or if I tried to get there quicker, past someone speeding or whatever, I could have been in that exact time frame of when he had his accident. So I mean, it's just crazy. And I always try to tell people, whatever, use your intuition. So let's say you're in traffic and you're late and you're like, oh, I got to get by, and everyone's pissing you off, and you decide, oh, I'm going to go along the right side just to get out of this. Well, then maybe an officer's there, and then you get a ticket. Or you change your whole scenario by using your ego too much. So you can use driving as your intuition.
Yeah, use your intuition.
You're feeling your senses. It's like being late for work has no bearing on your life. It can change everything. So, crazy world we live in. Mama bear, cousin fell asleep at the wheel. I'm still here. And there's been people, friends that drove drunk, shouldn't have, or fell asleep at the wheel. My sister, she went to school, and she was bartending when she was going to college, and she fell asleep at the wheel. She ended up hitting the guardrails across a bridge. If that guardrail went there, she was going to go down 30 feet. If that guardrail didn't stop her. If she didn't, fall asleep at that exact same time, she could have been gone. Just timing and our angels looking out for us in certain ways, because it's not our designated time.
Can we cheer up a bit?
You want to go back to dinosaurs, don't you?
It's pretty heavy stuff.
It is heavy, but it's good to relate. And I guess it started with that lovely girl that passed, and the stories. But it's a sad story because, like, the media needs to take care of everyone in this world because we are all people, not just a white girl. That's just, I hope, what comes out of this in some way.
Well, I think there'll be other things too, like probably domestic violence and mental health, maybe, and who knows what might come out of that story, as well as what you're saying. No, you wouldn't be here typing, would you, Ian?
You could be hanging out with Navalny. Taking care of him, Ian. All right. Should we go to Strange and Otherwise with Mr. Andrew?
Yes.
Project Pegasus. So Mr. Andrew, I listened to some of his videos, and the DARPA program, secret program back in the 60s, they talk about it. Some of the technology from Nikola Tesla, that he would go back in time. I can't get rid of this screen here, but supposedly this circle thing is a picture of him back in the Gettysburg Address. That he went, there's a better picture, there it is. Supposedly that's him. And he describes it all. Of how he has the big shoes and a different hat, and he lost some clothes in the transfer of going into this.
So as a child, he was part of this program, this Pegasus project. Is that what it's called? The Pegasus project?
Project Pegasus, yes.
And his father knew about the program as well, or was in it as well. And they were sending children through time because children faced less physical drama or something with the traveling. So this kid was sent back. And as Scott was saying, when he went through the portal or whatever you want to call it, it was pretty wild. And his shoes came off and something else. So when he was walking, and President Lincoln is just behind him at Gettysburg, this man gave him an old pair of shoes and a coat. And that's why he says he's that kid in the picture.
Yeah, the kids could adapt well to the strange of moving between past, present, and future.
Right. Better than they thought adults could.
He also claims that our ex-president Obama was in this program also. And that they were doing missions to Mars. So there's a lot of weird stories he tells. But like with our other reading we had about Mr. Smith, what was his name again? Brain fart. Emery Smith.
Mm.
You know, he talked about his stories in a secret government program as in the military and going to Mars and wars and whatnot. So there are videos. He has his own website, projectpegasus.net. You can look it up, and he tells his stories. And this is him, and he's an attorney. There hasn't been any videos that I noticed for probably 8-9 years, something like that. But he ran for president in 2016. By going into the future, he claimed that he knew President Obama and Clinton were going to be president. So he says he wants to bring all the light of this secret programs and then what's out there. And the funny thing is, he talked about the chronograph, the chronovisor, also. And he calls the people in the program chrononauts. So
He also said his father saw 45 becoming president. His father knew that as well. I don't know if his father went through the time machine. I watched a video, I think, of him today.
His father.
So his father knew about this, what he was in, what his son was in. So either his father was part of it, or one of the scientists, maybe. Who knows? I didn't read about his father.
His father knew that the former guy was going to be president?
Yeah.
I missed that one.
I can't remember where I read
that. But his father did.
His father saw that.
Okay.
Not him.
So he has a lot, like I said, he has a lot of videos out there. You can find them if you would Google Andrew.
He also says he's going to be president or vice president.
Well, he was curious because no one tells you that you're going to be president, but he's seen the future of that Clinton and Obama were going to be. So he claims that that this time machine has like 2 ivory tusks about 10 feet apart, and then there's some kind of energy field in it. And he also talked about, I remember he said something about the Philadelphia experiment too. But he said it was actually a diversion. It wasn't, he goes, it wasn't that ship they talked about. That was a diversion because it was actually another ship that actually transported.
Mm.
But we were getting, when we read on that it was not completely as told. The whole talk of the Philadelphia experiment. But he talked about the chronovisor too, which is, Brenda, yes, we read on that. We both believe, this was probably like a month or two ago on Emery. We believe he's telling the truth. We read on him. So they say either, as Susan says, it's alien technology, or from Tesla. They think, his work from Tesla. So he talked about also that, so you see Star Trek and how they would beam people. He goes, that's a false narrative. You can't beam people, because he was explaining that your bodies would not reappear as is. You can't take a whole body and, teleport, like Star Trek does, because your bodies would not come back the same. You would be shambled. But he said it's some kind of reverse process of that scenario.
Hmm.
So I guess I want to know if he's real.
Absolutely.
If he's telling the truth on everything. I think we need to break it down, because he also talked about in his teens, they did a different program which I feel more positive about, because they're talking, he said there was kind of like an elevator in a building in California, I think, is where they would go into this chamber, and it's kind of like an elevator that would transport them to Mars within a few minutes. So we've talked about portals and whatnot, and movement, and we did get that, like Emery Smith and other guys were telling the truth. So they got there somehow, so through some kind of portal technology. But it's just crazy, that the technology is out there.
Mm-hmm.
But is he telling the truth of being a time traveler as a kid? That you can actually move your body to a different piece of time, forward or back, to physically be there? Or was it like a past life regression dream he was having?
Right. Did he dream it, or did it happen?
Because that would just be totally amazing if there's like a Stargate or something that you can have a whole timeline. It's just mind-boggling that there's actually another timeline, let's say, that you would physically go back to see Gettysburg, or see the Philadelphia experiment happen, or to be on the moon at the time of the landing, Okay. Yeah, is Andrew telling the truth that he's a time travel physically?
Well, that's a weird throw. Need to see what you get.
Oddly, cards are flopping in and out. I mean, so I'll tell you now, when I was listening to him talk about this in the video, my whole body and intuition was feeling weird and off. So that's something. So like if you're listening to a video, use your senses through your feelings.
Yeah.
So if I'm getting this tightness in my chest and feeling like, no, this can't be real, the senses are like, I don't think so. The intuition is telling me I don't think so. But it's always nice to check with the cards, and because they balance it. They tell you this story.
I have such a weird throw. It's like,
because that's what I mean. I think he's telling the truth of some things, but not others. Either that or our guides aren't going to actually tell us the truth yet. Either that. What do you say, Holly? Have you commented? You're pretty much right on target. Or any other intuitives here?
yeah, Paulette, I don't know. I feel weird. It's like a split right in half between, or three things. He's not telling the truth, or he's hiding stuff. It did actually happen, and there's mental illness. Like that's the three things I see all at once. So
how can be a mental illness when he's a promising good lawyer?
Right? Like that's what but okay. I'm just going to go right to the bullseye. And what do we have? Time and karma. So that would say, yes, he can travel through time, or he did. So that's where I'm getting the yes. This is where I'm getting, is there mental illness, or is this his frustration that no one believes him? Right?
Mm-hmm.
First three cards out. Trust upside down, secrets, and darkness. So maybe, again, if it's true, okay, so if I read this, if he's telling the truth, then that means he doesn't know who to trust with all that. He has actually more stuff he hasn't talked about.
He talked about a lot. He's been on a lot of videos. Some of those videos I didn't even watch. They were like 8 hours long.
But I'm seeing some stuff he hasn't brought to light yet. So if I read it that way, then yes, this has happened. The other way, I don't know. I'm going to throw again and ask a different question. What did you get?
Well, our third eye, physical time travel machinery makes 0 sense when astral travel and remote viewing are free. But no, you think about what you can do with time travel. I mean, you can change destiny if you would go back to your previous self, or, like with Back to the Future, you get what? Let's say you go back to the early 90s and invest in Apple or Yahoo. You can be a billionaire, Imagine the things that can be done with transporting yourself. We just go in a little room and then poof, you're in Berlin, Germany in 2 seconds.
I just threw again. I'm getting that this guy's off balance. Now, is it off balance because what he experienced as a child, or is it off balance because he's loop-de-loo?
Well, I got off balance too. That's the overall energy is the moon. Dark secrets. Da. But what he says, he believes. Knight of Cups, strength and temperance. What he's saying, he believes.
Yeah.
Okay. But it came from past life. High priestess,
Oh.
high priestess, death, and Three of Wands. I get it. It was a past life.
I'm getting before as well.
We agreed in a past life to be there. So this time travel stuff is past life.
Hmm.
Well, as far as time travel, I am getting no. And then I have also
But he's seeing stuff in the future.
That's different. He never said that I noticed that he went to the future. So he had connections
Right.
with past lives to remember this. He never said he went to the future. It's kind of like a hit. So, I mean, like, we can predict the future too on scenarios, whatever. So it was like, so I have his angels, guides here, the Hierophant and lovers. So there's some kind of connection with his guides, other person's guides, whatever. Heck, his dad could have even, had him, he regressed it and didn't even know, and his dad could have had him do things. His dad's passed, we can't prove it. Yeah, like Suzanne, the Simpsons predicted stuff too. But this is what I'm talking about with his time travel. My senses and everything is that to physically time travel is not possible. I just don't see a reality where exact same things that have passed in the future, old homes, whatnot, that you can walk back and see Gettysburg. I just don't see it. I don't believe it. But his other stuff with Mars and stuff we read on, we believe that's possible using portals and dimensions, because that's how our ET friends move. So that elevator he talks about very well could be a portal spot where they've somehow, the extraterrestrials gave the technology of how you can, go to Mars in 20 minutes.
Again, I'm split in half on this guy. It's like 50-50 that all. So did his father put these thoughts in his head that he could time travel? Like, was his father part of this? Like,
yes.
you tell your child they're going to Mars tonight, then the child thinks they're going to Mars. So he's got these stories in his head. Then he goes to sleep. Does he dream this stuff? Or is it really happening? Right? Mm-hmm. What is he dreaming of? The chariot, movement, going. So again, I'm 50-50. Was this kid having wild dreams with his father helping him, along? Like maybe his father was a big dreamer. Or was it really happening? Right. And maybe it's confusing because he does believe this. Like, as you say, he believes what he's saying.
Very vivid past regression kind of thing. For all we know, his father, who he talks a lot about and was involved,
right.
Maybe put him in some kind of government secret program that used mind technology, drugs, or whatever.
So did the father offer the child up to this to this thing, or did the father put the stories in the head? That's what I'm saying. This every throw I do on this guy, it's like 50-50, or it's
Right.
yes and no. It's the same.
I get the same thing too. I
Yeah.
can't get a definite positive either.
Thank you, Doreen.
We all know our future when we sign our life contract. We do. Do I know that if I'm moving to Toronto?
What?
Oh, what? I mean, oh. Hey, you don't need a roommate? I could get kicked out someday.
Behave.
Try shine light. Try reading from non-linear time.
He also said he was able to go into alternate timelines. So he would see himself in the same time frame, but in a different scenario because he had gone through a different phase in life, or if you make a certain decision, you go this way. If you make it this, you go this way. So he could go in and see both routes. And he said sometimes he'd bump into himself. I don't know. Like I said, this guy, it's either 100% true or 100% loop-de-loo.
No, I think he's, I don't know. I get a split, like you said. Like some things feel no, but some things feel yes. Because he talked about as a kid, he was time traveling, but in his teens, he was doing missions to Mars.
But that other guy that talks about missions, I forget, he works with, or he does a lot of shows with,
Emery Smith?
no,
Pauline? No, not Pauline.
no. Who's the blonde guy? You guys might know.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of it.
So he does work shows with the blonde guy, and I can't think of his name. But anyways.
Okay. We're reading from linear time. It doesn't make sense. Try non-linear time.
Well, not time travel. Don't call it time travel. Because I would suggest, traveling through time, but David Wilcock. Thank you, Brenda.
Yeah. Thanks, Brenda. Yeah.
So the guy that does shows with David Wilcock, he's brunette. He's talked a lot about going on missions, and a lot of stuff that he talks about is similar to what Beth has experienced as well.
Yeah. There was another guy we read on too. Forgot his name. He talked about being in the military and we believed his story.
Right.
He was in the military for 20 years, but when he was done, he came back to 1987 and started his life. But he has all these memories of what he did for 17 years or whatever.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like this guy, this story is either 100% true, and maybe we don't even know all of it, or like I said, loop-de-loo.
Renee is saying the government recruited psychic kids for all kinds of stuff. Non-linear time. I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah. So was he able to?
All right. I'm going to ask if his dad put him in some kind of government program.
All right.
And put these memories in him.
Yeah, his father put him in.
Offer, judgment. All right. When am I going to see a man? Empress.
If I look at these cards this time, it's leaning towards yes.
I got the King of Coins.
Wonder if he made money donating his son to the.
I got money.
Yeah.
Gifts of money.
Yep. I mean, on and time travels. You know, I have government at the base of the deck. I think the father maybe worked there, or because we do, and here's the money. So either he got paid to send the son, or he worked there.
He talked quite a bit about his father and his father being connected, and that his dad was in. Heather Johnson got the devil card for his dad.
Mm.
So I think his dad put him in some kind of program, and
Yeah.
And I think there was some what do you call it? Suppressed memories of what actually happened. Because I have 2 of Swords, 8 of Cups, and the 10 of Swords on the kid, on him as a kid. So yeah, your path there and a problem. Walking away from your memories of the 8 of Cups, I think, and then 10 of Swords makes me feel like a memory wipe kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Okay, so now you're getting there. Now you're hitting on something because he can't remember everything, right? That's what I saw. There's more for him to reveal. And maybe that's why we can't, it's not so clear because he doesn't know he doesn't remember everything. He did have a memory wipe. And that's why I'm like, is something going on with this guy's head? There you go. So now I'm going to say yes, this is true.
Yes. So what he talks about is what he believes.
Yes.
Because it's very detailed and everything.
Yeah.
But I don't believe that the time travel actually happened. But it was more of some kind of
missions or something.
Some kind of mission that government program.
But not in a way that we understand. You know, we are thinking like you get in a ship or a tunnel and go back to 1920. But it might be a lot different than that. It may not be like, it might be like he might have sensed he was there, or like astral travel or something.
Holly thinks he was clairvoyant.
Yeah, this is a really, I love when we get a read that I haven't seen before. And this is a read I haven't seen before, where it was so split in half. It was yes or no. And it was both at the same time. And now this explains it because of the memory wipe and all this other stuff. So yeah, this guy believes what he's saying.
It's same thing as the 3-letter government trying to make super soldiers and do things to.
And he may have time traveled, but not in the way we understand the word time travel, right? We're getting caught up on something here. It may have been an experience where he could see. Maybe he didn't go, or he saw. Anyways, very interesting reading. I love.
Have you ever seen those pictures? One more thing. Have you ever seen those pictures online of that they say there's time travelers?
Yeah.
So there's a picture I've seen that you can Google it. It's like in the 1930s, but some woman's got a cell phone. There's another picture of a guy in a group at a concert or something. He's in totally like 1990s clothes in 1930s. And he's got like a camera on and 1990s shades, and no one else has shades on.
Right. Yeah, I've seen those pictures. So those are these anomalies that show up in historic photographs that don't make sense. Like, is that person from another?
Stuff. So it's like that would be like someone hit some kind of portal or something. Mm-hmm. Holly says they're all frauds.
They're all frauds. Well, maybe. This is all for entertainment purposes only. We're just showing you what we see in the cards and what we feel.
But one of those I've seen, I want to read on one of our mystery weeks because it actually gave a guy's name, and it was really weird because it was the late 1800s. I can't remember his name, but late 1800s. He had a life, and then he disappeared. No one knew where he was, but then he showed up in like 1920, and then finished out his life. There's a gap of like 30 years. Where did this guy go?
Yeah.
So, and it gave a name. So I got to Google it and everything, but I screenshot the name and check it out later. But it talked about how he had a gap where he's, disappeared, but then he supposedly came back and 30 years later. So that ought to be a crazy read.
Yeah, this was certainly very interesting. I love when we stumble upon something different that I certainly haven't encountered in a throw.
There's been many different weird things.
Yeah.
So we had laughs tonight, sadness, and unexplained.
Unexplained. All right.
Always,
well, another awesome show.
Always something fun in Mystery Theater.
So we'll be back not next week, but the week after on my channel. So we're going to do every other week, right?
Every other week.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Lots of fun. Thanks for joining us. We love doing this show with you guys.
Thanks much for being here.
Don't forget to get your lilac lantern deck.
Good. Little public service announcement.
Pluggeroni.
Maybe if I have time, I need to start finishing my deck so I can.
I'm begging you. I want to be first in line to get them.
I need someone that's a better drawer to redo them all. The idea is good. The pictures are worse than yours.
Oh, thanks. There's a vote of confidence.
Oh, he was original. But I'm trying to draw, basically doing a, stick type.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be perfect. But
you want it to look like a spaceship or an extraterrestrial or an Arcturian.
Or a lilacian.
You pull a card for everyone, or?
Oh yeah, let's pull a card.
I got Relationship Harmony, Archangel Raguel. We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved.
Nice.
Harmony coming. It's fall season.
Dreams. Prophetic dreams. So big dreams about the earth and you and Mother Earth. So which also means we need another dream meetup night.
Hey, there we go.
So pay attention to your dreams, folks. And you can set your intentions as you're dreaming. And see what messages you get. Alrighty.
Don't leave quick. I gotta chat to you after we're off live.
Okay.
Nothing big, but love and light to everyone. Thanks for being here.
Thanks. Bye.
Have a wonderful one.